Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has issued a warning directed at the United States, stating that any American military action against Iran would escalate beyond a bilateral confrontation and result in a wider regional conflict. The statement was reported by Iran's semi-official Tasnim news agency and represents the clearest and most direct message delivered so far by the Iranian leader on this issue. The comments come amid heightened tensions involving Tehran, Washington, and key U.S. allies in the Middle East, with Iranian officials reiterating earlier warnings regarding potential retaliation should military action be ordered by the United States. According to Tasnim news agency, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei stated that the United States should understand the consequences of initiating military conflict with Iran. He was quoted as saying that if the Americans start a war, it would not remain limited in scope and would instead become a regional war. The remarks emphasize Iran's position that any attack against its territory would trigger broader repercussions across the Middle East. The statement was attributed directly to Khamenei and reflects language that has not been used previously by him in such explicit terms, marking an escalation in rhetoric from Iran's highest authority. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who is 86 years old, holds the position of supreme leader of Iran and is the country's most powerful political and religious figure. His comments are described as the most direct threat he has made so far regarding potential U.S. military action. The warning underscores Iran's stance that it would not respond in isolation if attacked, but would instead consider such an act as the beginning of a broader confrontation affecting multiple parties and regions. The language used in the statement signals a firm and uncompromising message intended for U.S. leadership. The report from Tasnim also places Khamenei's remarks within the broader context of previous warnings issued by Tehran. Iranian officials have repeatedly stated that if U.S. President Donald Trump orders strikes on Iran, the country would respond by targeting Israel and American military assets located in the Middle East. These warnings have been made public in earlier statements and remain consistent with the position reiterated alongside Khamenei's latest comments. The focus of Iran's message remains on deterrence and the consequences of military escalation. The article further notes that the warning from Tehran comes at a time when U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly commented on ongoing communication between Washington and Tehran. According to the report, President Trump said yesterday that Iran is seriously talking with the United States. This statement suggests that discussions are taking place, although no additional details were provided in the article regarding the nature, scope, or progress of those talks. The comment from President Trump stands alongside the heightened rhetoric coming from Iranian leadership. The juxtaposition of these statements highlights the current atmosphere surrounding U.S.-Iran relations. On one hand, Iran's supreme leader is issuing his most direct warning to date, framing any U.S. attack as the start of a regional conflict. On the other hand, the U.S. president has indicated that dialogue is occurring between the two countries. The article does not elaborate further on how these two developments intersect, nor does it provide additional context beyond the statements themselves. Khamenei's remarks were delivered as a cautionary message directed specifically at the United States. By stating that a war initiated by the Americans would expand into a regional conflict, he emphasized the potential scale of consequences. The wording of the quote, as reported, reflects a clear attempt to deter military action by highlighting the broader impact such a move would have beyond Iran's borders. The article does not specify the setting or occasion of the remarks, only that they were reported by Tasnim news agency. The description of the comments as the most direct threat made so far underscores their significance within the ongoing exchange of statements between Tehran and Washington. While Iran has previously issued warnings about retaliation and regional consequences, the article indicates that this statement stands out for its clarity and directness. The emphasis remains on the cause and effect relationship outlined by Khamenei, an American-initiated war leading to a regional escalation. The article also reiterates Tehran's established position regarding potential targets in the event of U.S. military action. Iranian warnings have consistently included references to Israel and American military assets in the Middle East. These warnings are presented as conditional responses, explicitly tied to the scenario in which U.S. President Donald Trump orders strikes on Iran. No further details are provided regarding timing, methods, or specific locations, and the article does not expand beyond what has already been stated publicly by Iranian officials. President Trump's comment that Iran is seriously talking with Washington adds another element to the situation. The article attributes this statement directly to Trump and notes that it was made yesterday. No additional explanation accompanies the remark, and the report does not clarify whether the talks are direct or indirect, formal or informal. The inclusion of this statement serves to present the latest public positions from both sides as reported. Taken together, the information presented outlines a moment marked by strong warnings from Iran's supreme leader and a statement from the U.S. president indicating ongoing communication. The article remains focused on reporting these remarks without providing interpretation, analysis, or speculation. It presents the facts as stated by the individuals involved and as reported by the news agency. As the situation continues to draw international attention, the statements from both Tehran and Washington form the basis of the current narrative. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's warning frames the potential consequences of military action, while President Trump's comment points to dialogue. These developments set the stage for further examination of the details surrounding the warnings, the context of previous statements, and the broader implications as reported.